Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we're demonstrating a full Korean skincare routine. A couple of weeks ago, I shared with you my top 10 products from Korea of 2023, like the best of the best. And on the back of that video, lots of you guys said, how would I piece them all together in a skincare routine? Well, for me, layering is as important as choosing the right products in the first place. And so I wanted to demonstrate how to use some of my Korean skincare favorites back to back in a super effective skincare routine. Sit back, relax, let's talk some amazing Korean skincare. Now for today's video, I'm going to keep it chatty, free-flowing and much more casual. I'm going to try and do it without a single edit, so it kind of just seems like we're applying some skincare together, just chit-chatting skincare as friends. So let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are on the products that I mentioned today. If I've missed out on any of your favourites that you want to give a shout out to, let's get that conversation going. And if you enjoy this style of content, a little bit more casual, full skincare routines, then let me know by giving the video a thumbs up and a like. This is honestly the best way of supporting me as a content creator, so from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much. Now, without further ado, let's cut that waffle and delve straight on in. So just for reference, my skin type is oily and acne prone. I'm in my late 30s, quickly approaching 40, but I still suffer with adult acne. And I manage that through effective skincare, but it's still a part of me and my makeup, and I've kind of learned to live with that. If you've got a drier skin type, then you might want to add a few extra hydrating steps to this routine. But also, don't forget, this is also focusing on anti-aging. Like I say, quickly approaching 40, so whilst I am trying to minimize adult acne and breakouts, I'm also trying to get some added anti-aging benefit to offset the first signs of aging, that loss of firmness and elasticity, the emergence of fine lines and wrinkles. So I think this routine that I'm demonstrating now is a great starting point for just about everyone. Some anti-aging benefit, beautiful hydration and skin plumping. But of course, you're going to want to match it and maybe tweak it to match your individual skin's needs. Dry skin type, more hydrators. If you're very acne prone or have a very active breakout at the moment, you might want to introduce something like a salicylic acid too. So that's just a bit of a disclaimer at the start, but I think this is a great base routine with some amazing Korean skincare products. So first off, let's talk about this. This is the VT Secret Care Spot Patch. So as you see, I've been joined by a dear friend up here today, and actually it came about because I was experimenting with the new mask, and I decided to patch test it, like I would recommend everyone do, on my forehead. Now don't do that. Let's not do that. Patch testing is really important, but do it somewhere discreet, like behind the ear. So if you do have a reaction, which is quite rare for me at least, if you do have a reaction, it's discreet and hidden. No, I did it on my forehead, and I'm just glad I didn't use this mask all over my face. So for today, I'm going to be applying all these products on this section of my face because I don't want to, overload the forehead while it's kind of in recovery mode from that little bit of a reaction to that mask. That's kind of where this zit came from. Last night I used one of these spot patches by VT, and these are so good, so good. Spot patches are great, stops you touching the area, keeps it clean, and it can aid with healing. But these actually are infused with centella, so I find that this minimizes the risk of hyperpigmentation after that spot heals. So this is half the size it was last night. I know by using these every night for 3 nights, it'll disappear like that. Won't hyperpigment, won't leave that dark mark behind. So yeah, I just want to give a quick shout out to these because I won't be applying them now. I use them in the evening, but they are really good. And I think they're like £4 for a huge pack like this. So definitely would recommend. Off camera, did my cleanse, and I did it with this. This is the Krave Beauty Makeup Rewind Cleanser. I personally love this because it's kind of like a gel and an oil cleanser all in one. And thanks to that last video that I referenced and linked earlier, lots of you guys in the comments said, if you're having trouble with product running down your arms and stuff, get some of those sweatbands that you can put around your arm and that'll stop it. That's such a great tip, and I've actually just ordered some and they're on the way to me now. This will make cleansing a lot better because I'm quite clumsy with my cleansing. But I do enjoy this one because it goes on as a gel, then transforms to an oil on the skin. So if you're messy with your oils, this could be a great way of kind of getting around this. And I find because it washes off with literally zero trace on the skin, you can use it as a standalone cleanser rather than having to follow with a double cleanse, which is what I did this morning. I absolutely love this one, and a little goes such a long way. I should have mentioned, actually, all the products that I do mention are listed in the description box if you don't catch the name or you just want a link to take you to wherever you can purchase it. Yeah, this is linked like all the other products will be. So let's take my glasses off and get on with the eyes. So I've experimented with a lot of Korean eye creams, which is usually the step I'll apply straight after my cleanser. I've experimented with a lot, but honestly, my absolute favourite at the moment is to combine the ordinary Azure line with this, which is the Collagen Vita Secret Balm by K-Secret. I think the reason that this works is you get that dose of peptides from the Azure line, which is going to minimise dynamic fine lines and wrinkles. They call it Botox in a bottle, and it works in a similar way, just not quite as potent. And then by putting some collagen over the top, it just locks everything in. It plumps out that under eye and just like gives you a boost to your under eye confidence. This combination is flawless, and you can also mix in the Ordinary Matrixyl too if you want. Now, I know the Ordinary isn't a Korean skincare brand, so I am cheating, but it is. If you're watching this in November, it is currently 23% off for the whole of November, and again, that's linked below, so it's a great time to buy and try this if you want. So how I'll do this is I'll apply just a little in the eye area of this Azure line. I'll also put some where I have other dynamic fine lines and wrinkles, just to target them, and I'll let it sink in for like 20 seconds. I'll then go in with this balm, which is basically just the most beautiful collagen balm you will ever try. It's so good, and it's so easy to apply. If you're a fan of slugging, which is where you put a thick layer of Vaseline on after your skincare routine on an evening, this is kind of similar, but it's slugging with a purpose. Instead of just sealing everything in, you're using that collagen, which is going to plump itself out, give you that boost to the under eye, just make everything feel so, so good, and look just a lot more seamless. Now, you can just swipe, but I personally just go in with my finger and I tap it under. It's personal preference how you apply this, but honestly, this transforms your under eye, and I'll find if you wear concealer under the eye, it will go on so much better having done this, and most importantly, it won't go crepey because it's so hydrating, this balm. You won't get that crepiness where it all bunches up on itself and looks awful. Not at all. With this, I would totally recommend this, and yeah, just kind of work it in gently, and that's all I do for my under eyes on a morning. This just works. It's such a good hack that I honestly cannot recommend enough. So we've got the eyes going, and now I like to start with a toner. So often with Korean skincare, you'll see people use multiple different toners. I've seen people use upwards of 9 toners in a routine. I haven't got time for that. We're not all about that. I think just choose a couple of high quality toners that are going to deliver and then use them for their benefits. So I have chosen 2 toners, and I actually separate them in my skincare routine, and I encourage you guys to do the same. People often use toners back to back. You've got 3 toners, use them all together. Don't. Actually use one, do some serums, then use another, because I find that way you're kind of layering your hydration a bit more effectively. This, is the Secret Key Galactomyces Essence. I love this. Great for hyperpigmentation, wonderful for just additional hydration, and it smooths the skin out so well. I go in with like 5 drops. This is so affordable. You can use as much or as little as you want, but this, so good. It's like a drink of water for the skin. I absolutely love the feel of this, and you could, technically if you want, you could use this before that eye hack that I've just done, but I tend to do it afterwards. It's up to you. I can instantly feel my skin just drinking that in and giving that extra dose of hydration. And definitely make sure you apply your serums onto damp skin, and this is a great way of just prepping the skin to receive all the other great steps. So up next is this. This is the non-buzzing vitamin niacinamide concentrated pads. Now I love these because they're vitamin C. They've got glutathione, they've got niacinamide, they've got so many amazing hyperpigmentation correcting ingredients. My skin is fairly sensitive to niacinamide. I can't use a lot. So I love the fact that this has a 3% concentration. So I'm trying to get the pad out itself. It comes with tweezers, but I lost them. So I love the fact that this has a 3% concentration of niacinamide, which is just right for my skin, and I think would work well for just about everyone. They have a slightly rough side and they have a smoother side. On an evening, I'll use these with the rough side for just a gentle amount of exfoliation. On a morning, I'd actually just pat this in, and you just, all that goodness can go into the skin on top of that essence that we've already applied, and it feels good. You can swipe these across the skin, which is what I do on an evening, but on a morning, I just pat, because I think that's where you get more product onto the skin, and I want all this goodness. And it also just, I don't know, just feels better. So I pat, but it's up to you. Now you can also, if you've got an area of specific hyperpigmentation you want to target, you can just stick this on. So what you would do is, I don't at the moment, but I could just You can just stick this on like this, leave it on for 5 minutes, and it gives a targeted dose of all the great hyperpigmentation ingredients in here. So yeah, absolutely flexible. You can use it how you want, and this, it just feels so good on the skin and works beautifully if your skin's already that little bit damp from that essence first. Now I'm going to let that sink in and continue to do its work, but while it does that, I'll talk about the next product. This is the Madagascar Centella Tone Brightening Capsule Ampule by Skin 1004. So the reason I like this is, again, it's got a very small concentration of niacinamide, so my skin can use this and those pads alongside each other without too much irritation, which I love, and it's encapsulated. And I think that encapsulation makes it far more gentle than what you get from other products. It's also got a touch of tranexamic acid in here and a vitamin C derivative. So when you add all of that together, you're just getting the best like hyperpigmentation fighting duo when you use this with that non-buzzing. Now, of course, if you're on a budget, or you're streamlining, or you want fewer steps in your routine, you could choose just one of these two products. I think they complement each other, and I think they go really well side by side, but you don't need to use them both. You could absolutely just choose one or the other, and I'd say that the non-buzzing is a slightly higher potency. This is slightly more gentle, so great for sensitive skin, the non-buzzing for more resilient skin, but you can use them together, and it just works so well. So let that sink in. Let that work in synergy with all the goodness that's in that non-buzzing, and you'll definitely notice using this combination together for, say, I'm going to say like 2 or 3 weeks, you'll see a noticeable improvement in that hyperpigmentation. Certainly been the case for me. I used to get a lot of post-acne hyperpigmentation and scarring on my cheeks. Don't get that anymore, and I do genuinely credit these two products for achieving that. It's such a nice combination that I recommend to everybody. So now, because we're really using multi-active formulations, if you think with that non-buzzing, you've got so many different actives in there. Same with that Skin 1004, you've got your vitamin C, tranexamic acid, you've got niacinamide. Everything is kind of led and formulated beautifully together already. So this doesn't need to be a 9 or 10 step skincare routine. It's great for streamlining, and that's really what I found beneficial about Korean skincare. You get those gentle but multi-active formulations, and it really just helps you to streamline and minimize things down. I always finish those serum steps with a toner. Like I said earlier in the video, separate your toners, because that way you get double the benefit in my eyes. And this is the V-Green alcohol-free Nature Mucin Toner. V-Green are one of my favourite Korean brands. Vegan, so great if you're living a plant-based lifestyle. Honestly, just shop V-Green, you can't go wrong. It's such a good line. I don't live a plant-based lifestyle, but I still shop V-Green because they just work. The products just deliver, and I think one of the reasons they're one of my favorite Korean skincare brands is I just love the fact we now have so much high quality choice in the vegan skincare market. Before, if I look back 5 years ago, my friends that were looking for vegan recommendations, there wasn't a lot out there. It was pretty bad, if I'm honest. And now the fact that there is choice, I just think is absolutely amazing. And V-Green really led the way with that, so I would recommend this. Now, if you're not vegan, still buy this, because it's so much better in my book than the CosRx the CosRx Snail Mucin Toner. That one, it's quite sticky, it's quite slimy. What they've done here is used wild yam, which actually, the way it's formulated, delivers very similar outcomes to using snail secretion, snail mucin, but without the snail. Kinder to the animal, less slimy in my book, and works just as well, if not slightly better. So put a few drops of this in the palm of your hand, and then just pat this into the skin. Now, again, I think this is a sort of product where you can use as much or a little as you want. I probably go a bit overboard, especially because it's winter here in the UK. So I do tend to like to get extra hydration in my skin. And this definitely helps. Also, just let it sort of sink in. Keep it in the fridge. If you're not in winter and it's a little bit warm out, keep this in the fridge and it'll just cool you down. But it definitely feels to me like I get the plump skin of my dreams from using that V-Green toner. Would recommend it to absolutely everyone. Now, finally, we're going to end with sunscreen and moisturizer. Now, for me, I don't need a moisturizer on a morning. My skin, one of the benefits of being oily skinned actually is you tend to not need a moisturizer. Your sunscreen can kind of just do it. If I was using a moisturizer, I would layer this on, which is a Skin 1004 Probio Cica Enriched Cream. Hands down, the best moisturizer from the Korean skincare market. I don't need that. This is more than hydrating enough, and this is the Numbuzzin Pure Full Calming Water Sunscreen. You see, Numbuzzin are featured twice here, Skin 1004 are featured twice, Vegreen, I cannot sing the praises enough. There are some really good Korean skincare brands out there. So the reason I love this is it's been independently tested in 2 labs. So you know exactly what you're getting in terms of sun protection. It's hydrating, it calms, and it actually reduces the temperature of the skin and is clinically proven to do that. So if you're someone that suffers with redness, flushing, this can really help. So I work one layer in. I will go in and do my forehead, even though I'm keeping it calm afterwards. I will go in and do that, because you should, even if you are having a little bit of a sensitive skin moment, never neglect. You can pare back the rest of your skincare, never neglect your sunscreen. So that just goes in. And then what I'll do afterwards, always remember the tops of your ears. They hit the sun hits them first, so always remember that. And then I'll do the tops of the eyelids as well. And this is great because this doesn't cause watering in the eye. It's not irritating. It's just super gentle and super effective. It's hands down. I never thought I would be able to beat the Beauty of Joe Sun sunscreen. This is actually better. Actually better. Try it if you don't believe me. You'll love it. So there you have it, guys, a whistle-stop tour of my Korean skincare routine, using all my Korean skincare favourites. There is something here for everyone, and you don't have to use all of these products just because I do. I would say mix and match, layer and pair, work out what your skin needs. But for me, this has given me super dewy, super hydrated, super plump skin, minimum number of products and maximum results, particularly for hyperpigmentation, anti-aging, and some calming and soothing too. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section below, and wherever you are in the world, guys. Stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.